Well, thank you all for listening and hanging out today. My name is Mark Joseph. It's a pleasure to be here with you. This next song is the title track off my new record coming out this March. It's called The Baddest Man in Georgia. Yeah, it's a true story right there. I wrote that about leader of the Dixie Mafia back in the 60s and 70s, a man by the name of Billy Sunday Birt. Kind of a crazy American story that I could not ignore, so I wrote a whole record about the man's life. I started writing songs about it immediately. I was inspired, but then I stopped and I actually called down to Georgia, and I got a hold of his son who was telling the story on the podcast, and he invited me to come down to Georgia, and so I went down there and I met him, and I got his blessing to write a record about his father's life. And not only that, but was shown a lot of archived videotapes from prison and from newspaper clippings from the 70s, and I met some of the cops that arrested him in 1974. I mean, it's a whole thing. So it's one of those things. I just inspiration. You chase after it, and you never know where it's going to lead you. And it took me all the way down to Winder, Georgia. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a 10 song piece. Yep. We'll see where it goes. It might be volume 1. There might be more where that came from. So. Heard about the baddest man who ever walked the streets in Georgia. He could jump so high, children thought he could fly. Man, don't you cross him, cause you lose your life. Now he could beat you at the table with the pork you. Keep your mouth shut, now that's the only fool. Yeah, I'm talking about the baddest man in Georgia. Well, now if you wanna know, then you better go about 200 years back. Still in the woods, now where the cooking was done, now neath the corner of a pine wood sack. Yeah, he grew up old, and they had little more than the poorest folks that you've ever seen. It was a Bible raising and nothing ever failed. He's a killing man, robbing machine. Now have you ever heard about the baddest man who ever walked the streets in Georgia? Now he could jump so high that children thought he could fly. Man, don't you cross him, cause you lose your life. Now he could beat you at the table with the pork you. Keep your mouth shut, now that's the only rule. Yeah, I'm talking about the baddest man in Georgia. Well, alright. Mercury just ripping on down the road, where Billy's getting her done on a midnight run with the boys next whiskey low. Night in a given night, now he be feeling alright down at the red parlor, It was a loaded fight with a pistol by his side and a hot round ready to go. Now have you ever heard about the baddest man who ever walked the streets in Georgia? I hate to jump so high, children thought he could fly. Man, don't you cross him, cause you lose your life. Now he could beat you at the table with a pork you. Keep your mouth shut, now that's the only rule. Yeah, I'm talking about the baddest man in Georgia. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the baddest man in Georgia. All right, thank you. That's brand new music for you right there.